Hello, beautiful soul. If you're watching this video today, it's not by accident. God has orchestrated this moment, this divine appointment between your heart and His healing word, that no one else can see. Or perhaps you're simply seeking that deeper peace that only comes from above. Whatever brought you here, know that you are exactly where you need to be. God's message, now YT. And today, we're going to explore one of the most powerful truths in all of Scripture, that God doesn't just heal our bodies, He heals us from the inside out. He reaches into the deepest places of our hearts, the hidden chambers where we store our pain, our disappointments, our fears, and He brings His divine healing light into every dark corner. Before we dive deep into this life-changing message, I want you to do something for me. Take a deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs. That's God's breath of life, sustaining you right now. You are alive, you are here, and you are loved beyond measure. If this message speaks to your heart today, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, because we're building a community of believers who understand that God's healing power is real and available to each one of us. The nature of inner healing, when we talk about healing from the inside out, we're talking about something far more profound than physical restoration. We're talking about the kind of healing that touches the very essence of who you are, your spirit, your soul, your mind, and your emotions. This is the healing that Jesus came to bring when He declared in Luke 4:18, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me, because He has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight, for the blind, to set the oppressed free." You see, friend, many of us are walking around as prisoners, not behind physical bars, but imprisoned by our past, by our pain, by our patterns of thinking that keep us trapped in cycles of hurt and hopelessness. We're blind, not physically, but spiritually and emotionally blind to the truth of who God says we are and what He has planned for our lives. We're oppressed, not by external forces alone, but by internal strongholds that have been built up over years of disappointment, rejection, and trauma. But Jesus came to set us free. He came to heal us from the inside out, to restore what has been broken, to rebuild what has been torn down, and to renew what has been worn out by the storms of life. Think about it this way. When a tree is sick, you don't just treat the leaves or the branches. You have to get to the root system. You have to address what's happening beneath the surface, in the unseen places where the tree draws its life and strength. The same is true for us. God's healing doesn't just address the symptoms of our pain. It goes straight to the root, too. The source, to the very foundation of our being. The wounds we see are wireless. Be honest about the wounds we carry. Some of you watching this have been hurt by people who were supposed to love and protect you. Maybe it was a parent who was absent or abusive, a spouse who betrayed your trust, a friend who abandoned you when you needed them most, or a leader who failed you when you were looking for guidance and support. Some of you have been wounded by circumstances beyond your control, the loss of a loved one, a diagnosis that changed everything, a dream that died, a door that closed when you were sure it was supposed to open. These wounds run deep, and they affect how we see ourselves, how we relate to others, and how we connect with God. Then There are the wounds we've inflicted on ourselves, the poor choices we've made, the words we've spoken in anger, the opportunities we've missed because of fear, the ways we've compromised our values and integrity. These wounds often carry the heaviest burden because they come with shame and self-condemnation. But here's what I want you to understand today. God sees every wound you carry. He knows the source of every scar. He understands the depth of every hurt, and He has not forgotten you in your pain. In fact, He's been waiting for this moment, this divine appointment, to begin a work of healing in your life that will transform you from the inside out. Psalm 147:3 tells us that He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. The word binds in the original Hebrew means to wrap up, to bandage, to provide protective covering. God doesn't just acknowledge our wounds. He actively works to heal them, to cover them with His love, to protect us as we heal. The process of inner healing. Now, I want to be real with you about something. Inner healing is a process, not a one-time event. While God can and does perform instant miracles, more often than not, He chooses to heal us gradually, layer by layer, wound by wound, because He knows that lasting transformation takes time. Think about how a physical wound heals. First, there's the initial injury. It's painful, it's raw, it's exposed. Then the body begins its natural healing process. New tissue forms, scabs develop to protect the healing area, and slowly, over time, new skin grows to cover the wound. Sometimes there's a scar left behind, but even that scar tissue is often stronger than the original skin. The same is true for emotional and spiritual healing. God begins by stopping the bleeding. He brings His peace to calm the chaos, His presence to comfort the pain. Then He begins the process of rebuilding, renewing, and restoring. He brings new thoughts to replace the old patterns, new hope to replace despair, new strength to replace weakness. And yes, sometimes there are scars left behind, but those scars become testimonies of God's faithfulness. They become reminders of how far He's brought you, how much He's healed you, how strong He's made you. The Apostle Paul understood this when he wrote about his thorn in the flesh. In 2 Corinthians 12, God's response to Paul's request